Assalamualaikum to Media Aisha and my fellow friends. So today we will be presenting about the supply chain management. Our group members consist of 4, which are me myself, Nursyahirah Zulkifli, followed by Mohamad Aiman, Mohamad Izzul Irfan, and Dini Husnina. So today's agenda we would like to present about the introduction to the supply chain management, managing the suppliers, managing inventory, managing the customer, and the last one is managing time. Alright, the definition of supply chain is the interlinked organizations involved in the creation, distribution, and sale of goods or services. Meanwhile, the supply chain management is the handling of the entire production flow of a good or service to maximize quality, delivery, customer experience, and profitability. In order to ensure that the products are manufactured and delivered in the right quantities to the right places and the right time, SCM is concerned with the effective coordination of manufacturers, plants, warehouse, and shops. Simply put, SCM's aims are to simplify processes, improve efficiency characteristics, minimize overall cost of the supply chain, and increase customer loyalty. It also to improve the service for the customer but not at a high expense of the organization, which is seeking for improving the customer satisfaction and at the same time to reduce the supply chain costs. There are 2 types of supply chain management, which are vertical and horizontal integration. The first one is vertical integration. It is the strategy whereby a company owns or controls its suppliers, distributors, or retail location to control its supply chain through the merger or acquisition of companies at different stages of production or distribution within the same industry. Secondly is horizontal integration. The company expands its business at the same point within the supply chain, either within the same industry or different one. This can be through internal expansion by increasing the variety of its products it sells in specific category. These are the examples of supply chain management, which are generic supply chain and supply chain for e-commerce company. There are 5 stages in supply chain management. First is create strategic plans to meet customer demand for product and avoid bullwhip effect. And the second one is identify and select vendors that can supply materials in streamline. The third one is product of manufacturers involves scheduling, testing, ensuring compliance requirement. Next, delivery stage pertains to logistics and focus on getting finished goods to consumer. And the last one is return stage, includes all product returns, defective products, and products that will no longer be supported. In order to better identify and handle supply chain management, the organization must take into account main supply chain processes defined by the Global Supply Chain Forum, which consists of return management, product development, demand management, order fulfillment, supplier relationship management, customer relationship management, and the last one is customer service management. Moving on to benefit supply chain management. The first one is higher efficiency rate. Not only help predict the demand for product, but it is to help to fulfill the demand. Second is increase output by collaboration with suppliers, vendors, and transport companies. The third one is better cost management when dealing with inventory system will result in decreased cost. And the last one is no more delays in processes, since it will mitigate late shipments from vendors through proper communication. There are few limitations of supply chain management. The first one is expensive to implement, that requires large investment in terms of time, money, and other resources. Next, it is complicated to apply. It involves numerous complexities as it involves several departments within the organization. Moreover, lack of coordination among departments within big corporate is a quite difficult task to perform. The last one is required trained and personalized staff for its effective executive within the company. So, moving on to the technology in supply chain management. E-commerce, known as internet commerce, refers to the buying and selling of goods or services using internet and transfer of money and data to carry out this transaction. There are 2 most common transactions, which are business to business, B2B, and business to consumer, B2C. B2B does face some unique challenges as it usually has to work under tighter deadlines, while consumers in B2C may want their product as soon as possible. Next, enhancement of technology. It can be defined integrating the supply chain management system with electronic data interchange, EDI, enables one company to send information to another company electronically rather than with paper, can improve data quality and eliminate errors from illegible handwriting. There are three ways on how to enhance the technology, which are: the first one is greater transparency. It allows easier connectivity between business and the customers. And the second one is greater efficiency, which is to create efficiency and the ability to complete the process quicker. And the last one is to reduce cost and time by reducing the errors. Alright, that's all for the introduction for supply chain management. Now I will pass the presentation to Dini Husnina. Thank you.
Thank you, Nursyahirah, for the introduction of supply chain management. My name is Dini Husnina and I will present about managing supplier. Supplier relationship management is the systematic approach to evaluate vendors that supply goods, materials, and service to an organization, determining each supplier's contribution to success, and developing strategies to improve their performance. Next, the steps in managing suppliers. First is relationship with suppliers, and then selecting suppliers, analyzing supplier costs, and then calculating the total cost of ownership and evaluating supplier performance. For the relationship with suppliers, when the company has collaborative relationship with suppliers, it will assist the organization to minimize supplier and stock related costs, improve production lead time, and guarantee a good quality products. Strategic alliance are formal agreements between two or more organizations to share their resources in order to achieve common goals. For selecting suppliers, the criteria for selecting suppliers are price, quality, capacity, geography location, communication system, and delivery. Next, we move to analyzing supplier costs. There are four types of supplier costs. First is cost of purchasing, include cost of the materials, cost of ordering inventory, cost of delivery, receiving, and inspection. And then cost of holding inventory, include cost of storage, insurance, obsolescence, and opportunity cost. And then cost of poor quality, include cost of reward, scrap, and returning defective materials to suppliers. And then cost of delivery failure, it will be incurred the additional labor cost. Next, we move to the calculating the total cost of ownership. There are three levels of supplier activities and costs incurred. First is unit level activities, the activities that related to faulty quality or late delivery of materials. And then order level activities incurred every time an order is placed, and supplier level activities incurred over the course of a supplier contract. For example, the conducting of the quality audit to assess the supplier, and the activities of research and development related to the supplier. Next, we move to evaluating supplier performance. By calculating supplier performance index, the company can compare the performance of a range of suppliers. Supplier performance index, or we call it SPI, is the ratio of supplier activity cost to the total purchase price. The lower the SPI, the higher the cost effectiveness of the supplier. Next, the other criteria for evaluating supplier performance. First is delivery. The measure is the percentage of orders delivered on time and average lead time for delivery. And for quality, the measure is the percentage of product reject and achievement of quality certification. And for the cost, the measure is the percentage reduction in price of materials supplied. And then for relationship, the measure is the supplier satisfaction survey. And then we continue with organizational change. The measure is the implementation of team structures and adoption of EDI system. And last criteria is workplace relations. The measure is the number of days of downtime due to industrial action.
That's all for the manager supplier. Now I will pass to the next presenter, Mohamad Aiman.
Thank you, Dini, for your explanation. Hi, I'm Mohamad Norpandi. Now I'm going to present to you on the management inventory. Without wasting any time, let's go. Managing inventory is used to help companies to reduce supplier costs as well as manufacturing raw materials and finished good costs. Under managing inventory, there is EOQ, Economic Order Quantity, which is a way traditional approach to minimizing the cost of inventory. Under EOQ, there's 5 elements consisting of ordering cost, holding cost, inventory reorder point, lead time, and safety stock. For the advantages of EOQ, the first one fits with the production run. EOQ model provides specific numbers particular to the business regarding how much inventory to hold, when to reorder, and how many items to order. This smooths out the restocking process and resulting in better customer service as inventory is available when needed. And next, EOQ can minimize ordering and holding costs. For the disadvantages of EOQ, the first one, it involves in complex calculation. The EOQ models require a good understanding of algebra, which may be a disadvantage for small business owners who are lacking of mathematics skills. And second one is EOQ is depending on simplifying assumption. EOQ does not account for seasonal or economic fluctuations. It assumes that fixed costs of inventory units, ordering charges, and holding charges. These inventory models may require continuous monitoring for inventory levels. Next, just-in-time system. It is a comprehensive system for controlling the flow of manufacturing in a multi-stage production. Its objective is to eliminate inventories from the supply chain system. And next, these are the key features of just-in-time purchasing, which is reduce the number of suppliers. It required to enter long-term contract with suppliers. It's specifying quality targets in supplier contract. And last one, it uses e-commerce to place orders, provide supplier online access to inventory files. And next, let's look on the comparison between just-in-time method and traditional method. For numbers of suppliers and relationship, traditional method require a large number and at the same time short-term relationship, whereas just-in-time fewer and longer. And for factory layout, traditional method required more space compared to just-in-time method. And management accounting system, just-in-time emphasis on longer term strategy rather than traditional, whereas for planning and controlling, just-in-time focusing on controlling and adopt pull system, which is when goods are produced in each manufacturing stage and materials are purchased only when they are needed at the next stage, comparing to the push system adopted by traditional method, which is goods only purchased to meet inventory requirement rather than actual customer demand. And for quality, traditional method inspect goods only at critical point compared to just-in-time, which is better, where the workers inspect the goods in the process, as just-in-time's goal is to achieve zero defect in their inventory. One of the most famous and successful company that implements just-in-time method is Toyota Motor Corporation. In Toyota, raw materials are brought to the production line only when it is needed. The process of JIT starts when they receive order from customers. Then they will record the details in order in the Kanban card. What is Kanban card? Kanban card is a Japanese term for card or visible record. It contains information about a specific part used in the production. They will also likely contain a variety of other information that clearly conveys what must be done. Next, the Kanban card will be sent out to the factory for production process. After the workers at the production line receive the Kanban card, then they will proceed to produce the car based on the details on the Kanban card. The final tested product will be then prepared and shipped to the dealer to be delivered to the customers. For final process, the cars will be shipped directly to the customers and not stored in the warehouse. The Toyota production strategy made them become one of the most successful companies that practice just-in-time system in automotive industry. Next, for just-in-time production and advantages, the first one, less space needed. Just-in-time can reduce the amount of storage of an organization needs to buy or rent, freeing up funds for other parts of business. And next, waste reduction. Just-in-time can save money by preventing investment in unnecessary stock and reducing the needs to replace all stock. And the last one, smaller investment. Just-in-time inventory management is ideal for smaller companies that do not have funds available to purchase huge amount of stock at once. Ordering stocks as when it needed will help them to maintain a healthy cash flow. Whereas for the disadvantages for just-in-time production, first one is the risk of running out of stock. By not carrying much stock, company will need to have correct procedures to ensure the stock can become readily available and quickly. And the second one is lack of control over time frame. By using just-in-time, company need to rely on the timeliness of the suppliers for each other. It can put the company at risk if delaying customers' expectation when they are late of receiving goods. And the last one, more planning is required. With just-in-time inventory management, company need to understand their sales trend and variances in close detail. Most companies have seasonal sales period. It means certain product need higher stock level at certain times of the year due to high demand. Therefore, the company need to ensure suppliers can meet different volume requirement at different times. That's all from me. I hope you guys understand what I've explained earlier. Now I will pass the presentation to Izzul. Thank you.
Thank you, Aiman. I am Izzul Irfan and I will continue this presentation with the next subtopic, managing customer. Let's go. We proceed to the next, managing customer. In managing customer, we will cover three areas, which are customer relationship management, customer profitability analysis, and customer performance measure. For the first area, customer relationship management. Customer relationship management or CRM refers to collecting and analyzing data to understand customer behavior patterns and needs and to develop strong relationship with customer. This involves a shift away from mass marketing based on products to marketing that is tailored to individual customer or customer types. It is often associated with technologies and software that are used to bring together information from across the organization. What is the purpose of the CRM? First, keeping the customer itself by collecting the data and how such data can be made available for real-time use across the organization. The data includes customer details and deals information with client, should be collected and made available to sales and marketing staff to help them better understand customer needs and preferences. It is easily accessible and detailed profile of specific customer stored in a centralized database may be used for targeted marketing campaigns. There are three types of CRM. First, operational CRM. Second, analytical CRM. And third, collaborative CRM. We look to the first one, operational CRM. It provides a smooth of business process that includes sales automation, marketing automation, and service automation. The main purpose is to generate leads, convert them into contracts, capture all the required details, and provide service throughout customer lifecycle. Second, analytical CRM. It helps top management, marketing, sales, and support personnel to determine the better way to serve customer. It analyzes customer data coming from various touchpoints to get better insight about current status of an organization. Third, collaborative CRM. It enables an organization to share customers' information among various business units like sales team, marketing team, technical team, and support team. It helps to unite all groups to aim only one goal by using all information to improve the quality of customer service, to gain loyalty and acquire new customer to increase sales. We move to the second area, Customer Profitability Analysis or CPA. CPA is a form of management accounting that focuses on the profit per customer rather than profit per product. This really helps the business owner to understand which customer brings more profit to their company. The CPA consists in the individual customer net profit. There are 6 steps in the CPA. First, customer segmentation, such as demographic segmentation and technological segmentation. Second, we calculate the revenue for each segment. Third, use activity-based costing to determine the cost attributable to each segment. Fourth, analyze the profitable and unprofitable customer segment. Next, to develop strategies to maximize profit from profitable customers and reduce the unprofitable customer. Last step, step number 6, review the impact of the new strategies. CPA have their own advantage. The first one, improve profitability of the organization. Second, it helps identify customer groups. And third, improve a lot strategic decision making. Besides, it also have their own limitation. First, overlook combination of products or services purchased by the customer. Second, accurate estimation of customer segmentation revenue and costs cannot be produced. Third, annual profitability may not represent customers' lifetime value. Last area, Customer Performance Measure, CPM. It is the acquisition, analysis, and the evaluation of performance-related customer information and an important task of CRM. It is also business approach to measuring the performance of a business in terms of customer. There are 5 core customer measures. First, market share. Market share is a proportion of an organization's sales to the total industry. Second, customer acquisition. The rate at which an organization attracts and wins new customer. Third, customer retention. The rate at which a business retains or maintains ongoing relationship with customer. Next, customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction surveys that address the level of satisfaction with specific criteria such as product reliability, technical support, and product features. Last, customer profitability. The profit attributable to a customer or customer group. The example is change in customer profitability per quarter and proportion or lost customer compared to profitable customer. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter, Nursyahirah.
Alright, thank you Izzul for the great explanation on managing customer. Now, I will be presenting on managing time. Basically, managing time is important aspect of supply chain management and important driver for both cost and revenue. The first importance is time determines the rate at which products and services are produced and revenue generated. Second is time determine how long resources are tied up during processing and therefore unavailable for other profit generating activities. Next, time delays lead to inventories build up and associated carrying costs. And the last one is time to develop new products and delivering products to the customers. Next, moving on to the time-based management. This approach focuses on compressing the time it takes to undertake all the business process from product development through the production and delivery. In managing time, non-value added activities must be identified and eliminated. The aim is to reduce new product development time, throughput time, and delivery time. There are two steps under the measure of time. The first one is time taken to develop new products and services. This approach can be defined as time from the identification of an initial concept through to the release of the products or service for sale. Furthermore, break-even time is to measure the time from the identification of an initial concept through to when the product has been introduced and has generated enough profit to pay back the original investment. Alright, the second one is the time taken to respond to a customer's order for product or request for a service, which is measured by the customer response time, which consists of three major elements such as order receipt time, production lead, and delivery time. So, here is the timeline for the customer's order that consists of 5 stages, which are order placed, order received, order set up, order produced, and the last one is order delivered. Next, I will explain about the reliability in meeting scheduled delivery dates. This can be defined as the effectiveness of meeting customer orders can also be measured through delivery schedule reliability, which assess the extent to which a business meets predetermined delivery schedule. This can be improved by setting longer customer response time targets. There are 5 applications of supply chain management in the industry. The first one is focused on resilience. These emerging dangers such as COVID-19 have caused supply chain to rethink how they handle risk assessment in a bid to stay flexible and resilient in the face of unstable global environment. Second one is supply chain as a service. It provides a strategic opportunity to work with an organization whose sole focus is to make each component of the supply chain more efficient. Moreover, blockchain helps SCM to improve materials tracking from a source through to the supply chain to the customer. Next, 5G networks is expected to optimize vital portions of the supply chains from logistics to distribution and warehouse management. The last one is digital supply chain twins. To overcome this requires prescriptive analytics and real-time data from all physical fronts of your supply chain to avoid costly disruption. Alright, for the last part under managing time is managing time drivers. Time driver is any factor that changes the duration of an activity. There are many of the time management approaches can also be used to manage the cost. There are 5 time drivers. The first one is poorly structured order, production and delivery processes, and the possible management approach is by conducting the value analysis to identify and remove non-value added activities and implement continuous improvement process. Second, inefficient inventory management, and the possible way is to improve supply chain management to minimize delays caused by inadequate and poor quality supplies. Next, poorly structured R&D process in developing new products and services. This can be approached by using the target costing to manage the product design and development process and ensure that the value engineering minimize production time as well as the cost. Last but not least is the poor quality of managing time driver. Their possible management approach is to develop a total quality management culture supported by the appropriate measures of quality cost and quality drivers. Finally, bottlenecks in order, production, and delivery processes by manage the throughput by identifying and resolving the bottleneck resources. Alright, to sum up, from this chapter, you will be able to understand about the supply chain management, managing the suppliers, managing inventory, managing the customer, and also managing time. So that's all from us. Thank you.